I almost missed my warm-up. I was trucking away listening to podcast and not thinking at all what I should be doing. And then I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, I better run. So with that being said, I'll start drawing something random because I don't have a topic. But regardless of that fact, happy episode 50 of season 5. So much to do. Hey Gria, what's happening? How's it going? So I'm just gonna draw something today without asking really about a topic. Maybe an ogre, like a big fat ogre. I think that could be cool. What's the story behind the ogre? He eats everything. A big old hungry ogre. Hey Zillion. Hey there, lady. I don't know who you are talking about, but handsome is... Who? How's it going? I almost missed. Like I said, I almost missed today's stream. I was somewhere else in my mind. So we had Spiridon on last stream yesterday. It's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying kind of where Firestarter is going as a term of community project. It's interesting to see. Obviously, what I find interesting, Eternal Lady. It's on YouTube. Captain Balls, how's it going? Ow, anyways, it's fun to see, or it's rather, it's interesting to see. Obviously, it isn't Spiridon's main goal to develop Firestarter because it's not making any money, right? It is like a thing for the community rather than a source of income, because no one is really supporting the quest. You know, everyone enjoys the free book. Everyone enjoys the free magazine at workshops and so on. But I doubt there is a massive support for the project in terms of economical support. I mean, obviously there's sponsors like Procreate and so on, but I doubt it's have a massive backing from us, the community. I mean, granted, no one is making him do it. No one is forcing it to happen. He's making it regardless, you know, with help from community members that devote. No. Donate their time to help out, you know, like interviews and portraits and so on. Like I did a portrait for the magazine, you know, I didn't get paid for it. Why would you? I could have asked like, hey, I need money for this, but then, you know, he would even have less money. Hey Kuipa, how's it going? What's happening? So yeah, anyway, so that's an interesting thing, and I think him venturing into art books is a interesting journey because it is always kind of the same, right? It is the same community aspect. Yet everyone, a lot of, not everyone, but Captain Boss. Yeah, exactly. but making an art book is interesting, that everyone is throwing money at an art book. Like a lot of money at an art book. Yet not a lot of people are giving money to a community magazine, which highlights our community, and it's an interesting Excuse me, Eric? Excuse me? Do I look How rude. How dare you? How dare you call me fat, sir? Now I completely lost my train of thought. Anyways, doesn't really matter. I find it interesting to hear, like how everyone is happy about art books, and why aren't everyone happy about community magazine in that sense? It's an interesting thing to think about, which makes the whole, I make them. I wonder if we lower it. Oh, I can go full force. That's pretty cool. Which makes me think about this stream. The parallel might not be very obvious, but Eric or Ricky. That's funny. Anyways, it makes me think about this stream, and the fact that it's free. I wonder. I would love to, if I could rewind the time, doing it like a pay service. Would the interest still remain high? Would there still be equal amount of you coming to the stream, even if it would be like subscriber only channel, if that's even a thing? I know you can set up a subscriber only stream for sure, but there's not a lot of people who do it, and it's an interesting idea. What would have happened? How would have this community be different? Because if we do the analogy of like paying for an art book and not paying for the magazine, I mean, obviously it's not the same as a free stream versus a subscriber only stream, but it's an interesting play with thoughts, Yeah, absolutely. I think it is like, oh, it costs money, it must be good for sure. Captain Boast. No, I mean, like, if go back in time, if it would be a paid stream versus this free stream, right? It's like I'm making the analogy of paying for an art book versus supporting the Firestarter, which is a free magazine, but it's granted it's not an art book, so it's not really the same. But I know for a fact, as an example, like I have talked about many topics which you can buy on a Gumroad. I have shown many things that are behind many Gumroad paywalls. I mean, let's do it like this, right? Imagine like this stream is a pay subscriber only, and in this stream you have the opportunity to ask me anything I will do on-the-spot tutorials for anything. And I'll experiment with techniques. I will show you how I sketch daily on different topics, where I go through techniques and break down art direction and explain the techniques I'm using step by step. And it only costs you $4.99. And you can unlimited questions. And Discord custom sketchbook with additional feedback on your work. If this stream and this option was pay only, and if you paid, you had free access to this, do you think more people would subscribe, or just keep on watching it for free? Because this is what you get on the stream, right? Nothing stops you from asking me a question, and nothing stops me from answering it, because you can ask me anything daily, and I even do tutorials on it. I break it down. I study Monday, and anything I do, but it's for free. I mean, I really love you guys for coming every day, but I can't help to think, like, would there be an even bigger audience if it was pay? Eternal Lady, I have done portfolio reviews. Yeah, I'm not complaining about you guys, obviously. Just to point that out, I absolutely love you guys. I have no beef. There's no beef here, right? I'm just talking about the human psychology and how a lot of people think, because a lot of the times it confuses me a lot when there is a absolutely free service. I'm not talking about me here, but a completely free service, yet the paid one always gets more attention. I guess because they have to market it, they have to push for it, they have to really point out the benefits. Hey, $4.99 only, and push this, push that, talk about this, talk about, while the free one is like, they should know, or for the benefit of the community, like any open source program which is free to download. I mean, all the open source programs on internet, no one is supporting them, even though they are being used daily, right? But it's like, oh, it's free, why should I care? Like the Wikipedia, right? It's completely free. It's a compendium of information rivaling the Encyclopedia Britannica. It's absolutely free of use, yet no one is paying for it, and they're like, please, just if 1 out of 10 would donate €1, this project could continue. Come on, please. And everyone's like, nope, it's free. I don't care. I use it daily, but who cares? Eriki, yeah, that's also an interesting thing. How a lot of these gum roads are being made by people who shouldn't make gum roads, who should actually pay to learn from some quality gum road, so they can actually understand what they're trying to say. because a lot of them shouldn't be doing a tutorial. Yet the trend is to make a tutorial or a gumroad and sell, right? Hey, check out this stuff. This is you'll get my step-by-step PSD, and you look at it and you go, what is it to gain from here? Rather than, I think it's more like, hey, it's like you can pay to peek over my shoulder on just a random piece of art. Thanks for the $5. Captain Boss, if you say please too much, you won't get it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'm experimenting here, people, by the way, with the warm-up. I am just going to town, different things and messing around and testing, and don't expect grandeur here. But yeah, this turned in a little bit like a weird rant about me and my stream, but it's not intended to be directly orientated to my stream, by the way. It's just a it just happened, and that was not my intention. Eternal 80, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a good point. It's an interesting point as well. You could argue like the smaller, more concentrated group of payers, is it more valuable for the person creating the content, or is I mean, at what point is the free version paying off, or is it? I mean, in theory, it costs me money to stream because time is money, right? If you're gonna think about it like this, my knowledge, my clients pay for my knowledge, for my 15 years in the industry of experience, right? They pay my rate because I know what I'm doing. I know the theories. I know I have my unique standpoint and all these things, right? So if I am willing to share, I mean, again, this is not about me, right? But let's take me as an example. So if I'm willing to share my knowledge for free, every time I'm sharing that knowledge without a direct exchange, you know, like let's take like pay in subscription, like as an example, right? I am actually losing money, and especially if I would be streaming longer, I would definitely be losing money. If let's say it like this, if my income from Twitch would be the same regardless of length of streaming per day, you know, like if I would sit there for 5 hours and paint, if that would be the same amount, it would definitely be the one of the worst career moves I could do, right? Because I would be working for 5 hours for $100 or €100 a month. That would be horrific, you know. That no one should do that, you know. No one ever. Ricky, yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, I'm not talking about me here, but definitely like the tits and ass aspect is it's like popcorn at a cinema. It is there. It's always there. It's never going to go away. You can always introduce some other shit and oh, bacon chips. That's cool. You know, but tits and ass is always going to be there. majority of people like it, and it's never gonna go away. Zihalin. That's a good point. That's a good point. But also, interestingly, like Zihalin, let's say I do a Patreon, and then to get a successful Patreon, you gotta give them things, right? So even more of my time. I mean, I'm not saying like I don't want to do it, because I can just sign up for the Patreon account and have zero perks as an option. Like, oh, you want to be a supporter, and there's zero things you get from it. How many would? Except if they understand it's just a separate means of paying for the Twitch subscription. You know? That Patreon won't be a successful Patreon. So if I want to push the Patreon as a means of income, I might as well push the means of income here and get to partnership, because the amount of time I'm gonna need to spend on the Patreon is still the same as going to partnership, where I get a bigger cut of the cake, bigger piece of the cake here, right? I don't even know. Absolutely, absolutely, Captain Pose. And again, yeah, I took myself as an example, and I agree. I don't know. But if you look at a lot of Patreons, on average, there's a lot of time going into a Patreon and making it successful. There's any of the successful Patreons require a lot of time to push. A lot of like, hey, community, I'm gonna do a special stream for you. I'm gonna do giveaways. I'm gonna portfolio reviews. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Please pay me on Patreon. Hey, Miguel, how's it going? Miguel, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I took myself as an example uh, of free content. We are knee deep in a discussion about it, but yeah, it's an interesting point. All these things, right? And well, the major point of this discussion is free versus paid content, and it started with me talking about the talk I had with Spiridon yesterday, and the fact that he has a community magazine which is for free, and is run by donations and support of the community. No one really cares about it, right? Because it's free. Why should they pay? Versus his art books, which is not clearly the same thing. Obviously, they're separated by the fact that this is specific work, a book of their work versus a community magazine. It's absolutely not the same. But yet, regardless, the art books make an enormous amount of money, versus no one cares to pay for the community magazine, which is like, it says about everything that happens in the industry, about the people of the industry, right? In a concentrated form, which you can get for free at every major workshop in the world. And yet, no, everyone is like, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna support it. Eric Ricky, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. I mean, if you want to make money out of something, you have to put time into it. That's obvious. That's obvious. Um, and I agree. That's the general way it is. But like my example of let's say Wikipedia, right? They put tons of effort into Wikipedia, yet they're like, listen, just €1 per every 10th user, or €1 per very 100 user, just one. And Wikipedia can stay online. Otherwise, the whole shit goes down. And everyone's like, no, I use it every day. Wikipedia is like top of the search list. It's information that's used daily. But nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna pay for a great service that's free. Versus, like the little example I did about my stream, when I broke down the stream, what you get from this stream for free, and versus if I would do the exact same thing, I would list everything on a list and go for $4.99. You get all these things, like, or as a Gumroad, like if you pay $4.99, daily streams for 30 minutes every day, where you can ask me anything. You get hands-on tutorials, you can get paintovers, you can get personalized sketchbook with personalized feedback daily. You could, this and that and this and that and color theory and blah 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 blah. $4.99 a month. People would be like, oh, $4.99? I pay $500 for schoolism or whatever. It's like, yeah, sure. Just because you put it in a spin, people will buy it. But, like, they get it for free, Which is, I'm not saying like, hey, I'm schoolism, but I'm making a point, Miguel, absolutely. Captain Boss. Jetpack for life. Zeolin, yeah, you say that. You say that. Sure. I agree. I would agree with you absolutely 100%. Except the fact that the accumulation and use of gumroads we as artists are buying all these gumroads. No one else is buying these gumroads, and they're rife with them. They're everywhere, and everyone constantly buys them. There's online education. Everyone pays for everything. They pay for tits and ass streamers. They donate tons on Twitch. So saying that the artists don't have it, generally, sure, I would agree. But, I get your point though, Zillion. I get your point. I mean, you can't support everyone, and you have to prioritize, and you have to take care of number one first, right? And I agree. And again, I have to reiterate, this wasn't about me in particular. I just used me as an example. I used me as an example for a comment in general. Gria. Yeah, well, that's also true. That's also true. That's one of the points I did in my lecture at Berlin. Was like, it's not the games and stuff or projects we make are not meant for artists because we are specialized. The projects that we are making should be about the average, and we have to find a way where we can introduce enough artistic vision and balance it out with relatable topic or package. So when we see something that's absolutely generic and relatable, infused with an artistic twist or a special blend, and only then you get success. Because if you get too specialized and too eccentric, the general mass don't care, and you lose impact. Zealin, yeah, absolutely, I think so too. There's definitely an entertainment aspect or like a Pokemon aspect, collect them all. Eriki, absolutely, I agree. I agree. Twitch is definitely like that too. But on how many streams do you actually enjoy the whole stream, and how many streams you support just for the sake of supporting rather than enjoying? Like, I can honestly say, hand to heart, that I follow and support a lot of streamers that I can't watch. I just can't watch them. It irks my being. It's like, okay, I can't watch you. I can't watch you. You make me annoyed. I switch off. But yet I'm there to support them, or like I mute them. Like, okay, I'm just gonna let it roll in the background. I'm not even gonna care. I'm gonna just support you, right? But I wouldn't be able to sit in. Which is, it's an interesting. That itself is an interesting thing to think about. Like, if you're gonna have your own stream, or if you're gonna make a stream, like. What's the entertainment factor? Is it just annoying? All right. Weird random experiment of technique which ended up super generic and boring. But nevertheless, warm-up is done. Let's find someone to raid. Let's pass the torch on to Tim Revers. Is that him? Has he changed his logo? Yeah, it's him. Zealin. Eriki. Oh. Alright, outro time, and then we go to Team Revers. Good night, everyone. If you're in that part of the world, have a great day. If you're in this part of the world, blah. See you tomorrow. Bye.